Greetings, friends. Randall Nagy here. I want to take a moment and ask you why you may want to be creating software. So let me ask the question. Why would you want to learn how to create software? As I began looking back over the years of my own answer to that question, I discovered there, over time, has become three different reasons why I'd like to create software. First and foremost, I wanted to create software so that I might be able to automate something that I wanted to do in my day-to-day life. Whether that was to find a file on a hard drive or to create an application that would manage my quotations, my recipes, my time at work, or any one of a dozen daily routines. The first reason why I wanted to create software, and perhaps the first reason why you wanted to create software, was so as to make your own life easier. For lack of a better term, we should probably call that motivation, therefore, a private motivation, or simply the ability to create software that we're going to use for our own selves or in our private world. Once I started working on software in my own realm, of course, I was surprised as other people looked at my software that they wanted to have the software as well. And the next step, therefore, was to create things for a protected way of doing business, or simply to exchange software as well as the routines that I have created for myself with other people. Now, as I began to share my software with other people, from time to time, other people would pick up my software and modify it and then use it themselves. And if I was very lucky, they'd share their changes back with me or other people in my community. So when we were working in a protected realm, we found that we had a lot of synergy going on and many ideas that proved inspiring to myself and to other people. For example, when I started collecting quotations, I created the Quote for the Day website for myself largely, and then discovered, of course, that I had a very small community of people who I call quoties, who get together and like to share quotations and inspiring thoughts amongst ourselves. Ultimately, of course, the idea of having something done for ourselves and others can often allow those who are interested in what we're doing to either buy our projects themselves or rent us by the hour, or perhaps ask for our consulting services. So once again, for lack of a better name to call it, I'd call it the public way of doing business, and it's when we begin to start working in the public realm that we discover that we have to do a little bit more than simply write code for other people. In other words, the reason why people are going to be hiring us is to perhaps make their dreams a reality. And while they would probably like to learn how to write code if they had the time, the truth of the matter is that people who are financially successful in the world have often done other things so as to allow them to attract money into their coffers, and be that creating businesses or designing products. When we enter into the realm of doing things for the general public, we need to understand how to document things more than ever before. Now, when it comes to documenting things, I've discovered over time that the techniques that I use to document the ideas and creations for other people can usually help me get my thoughts organized as well. And in a like manner, when I'm working with other people in the protected realm, the ability to collaborate over pictures allows us to talk about the past, the present, as well as the future things that we'd like to do in our collaborations as well. So in answering the question of what we're trying to accomplish whenever we create software, oftentimes there is very little distinction between the things we want to do for ourselves or the things we want to share between our friends or our communities, and ultimately the same type of things that we'd be wanting to design and document for the general public. And with the realization that there's a lot of synergy between our three realms comes the need to have a way of communicating with other people that is standards-based, and if not standards-based, that is simply easy to understand.